second thing you got to serve up to that prospect is tell them how you solve their deepest level heart pain. Tell them how you solve their problem. And this in the world of branding is what we call a value proposition statement. And we hear this term thrown around all the time. Okay. The way that I help people create value proposition statements is it's really calling out like, here's the truth. Here's how we solve that pain. So sometimes it's even two sentences that work together. And have you all ever been to a website and you go, oh my gosh, they read my mail? Have you ever like experienced that? Like, that their value proposition statement is so on point.
Yeah.
They get you at an emotional level. Notice how here at 2 stages in, I haven't said we offer this service.
Yeah.
Ooh, I told you what I do. And you're like, what do you mean by that, Kate? What do you mean you build brands that win more at work? And then I go, oh, well, what I mean by that is I have a belief that business is a conversation and not a transaction. Here's the thing. Most businesses struggle to create conversations that convert. And that's where I'm going to help you. My job as a strategist is to come in, help you build a message that builds compelling common ground with your audiences so that ultimately, you guys, that they buy from you versus the competition. That's my job. It's the value prop. All right. So this is the most important thing that I don't want you guys to miss. At this point in the dialogue, or if they're reading your website and they see my tagline and then they see my value prop, most of us as marketers would say, fantastic. Andrew's so ready to know about my amazing brand program. Incorrect. Do you guys know why?
Probably.
I just created.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, you're good. Go for it.
I just created crazy confusion in your brains.
Yep.
So here's what happens. Okay. This is just basic psychology. The brain just, your brain short-circuiting going, who's this crazy curly-haired chick that says she builds brands that win more work and she's telling me that she can get my audiences to buy from me versus the competition, right? So when your brain takes in new data, a new message it's never heard, compelling or otherwise, you know what the brain does to make sense of it? So actually, here's what's happening. You're going to compare me to the competition or to something you already know. And most of us would say, oh, no, don't do that. Oh, no. I want the comparison to happen. So the response that I usually get verbally at this point is, imagine you're like there, you're like, so let me get this straight. Like, are you like a copywriter or like an agency or like a graphic designer? Like, you're trying to make sense of it, right?
Yeah.
And I go, oh my God, guys, great question. I'm a little different. Here's how. I have a singular focus. I have an educational approach. Like, boom, 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 boom. Differentiators.
Boom.
And then you go, oh, I get it. Okay, got it. So Kate, so how does that work? Or what does that look like? Like, how do you work with people then? And ding, 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 you just hit the conversion point.
Yep.
When somebody asks you the how, what question, they are finally saying to you, tell me how you deliver on that promise. What packages, what pricing, what inclusions, what features and benefits, what do I get? It's where they watch the explainer video. It's where they click to go to the services or products page. All I'm trying to get you guys to understand is they're just not ready to convert yet until you've told them those 3 things. Brand trifecta, what you do, tagline, how you solve their problem, value prop, how you're different, differentiators. And if you can get them through that in 15 to 20 seconds, whether it's in a conversation in the Zoom room or on the homepage of your website, you will bring your prospect to the point of conversion to take the next step.
Oh, girl, you got me. This has got me pumped up because I just think that that's such a great, it's a bait and hook, right? But like not in a bad way. It's just like you did not ever have to like spill all the things that you do and how you're better than so and how you do this. You never did any of that. You got to the point of where they were asking you what you did and how they could work with you.
Yep.
You know, like that for me is just like, if the only thing you take away from this podcast episode is the beauty of the brand trifecta, then you've got the business growth hack today. And, hey, you've accomplished something. Congratulations. That is crazy. So, okay, let me ask you this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
What do you think is the single most important thing that organizations should focus on if they're planning on rebranding or if they're planning on recrafting their brand messaging? What is the thing that they should be focused on most?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So where I tend to spend the most time on the front end with my clients is when we go through this process, we certainly talk about tone of voice, what problem are you solving? We talk about them, right? Here's what's really fascinating. I do not spend any time talking about competitors. And somebody asked me this earlier, you used to like, how's your brand playbook changed, Kate? And I was like, it's like the document that I use, right? And I was like, well, I cut it from like 40 pages down to 30 pages. And they're like, okay, what else? What parts did you cut out? And I cut out some different things. And one of them was I'd ask 0 questions about competitors anymore. And I'll tell you why. Candidly speaking, at this point, when you're looking at your brand, I think you need to stop worrying about what your competition is doing and really authentically own what you're doing. And you
Mm.
actually know in your brain, quite frankly, without having to go do a competitive analysis, what you're doing better than the competition. And that's actually what you need to focus on. The second piece, though, that is the most critical is doing a deep dive analysis of who you're actually targeting and why. And this often gets overlooked. We go, well, we go for mid-sized manufacturers. And I go, okay, that's great, Bob. But if you walk into a room of 100 C-suite leaders of 100 mid-sized manufacturers, how do you know the 10, 20, or 30 whose business cards you need to get?